Nothing great is created suddenly, any more than a bunch of grapes or a fig. This profound quote by Epictetus reflects a universal truth about life, success, and human achievement. It serves as a reminder that greatness in any form is not an overnight phenomenon. Like the growth of grapes on a vine or the ripening of figs on a tree, it requires time, nurturing, and favorable conditions. The processes in nature teach us invaluable lessons about patience, effort, and perseverance. Just as the finest fruits cannot be rushed into existence without compromising their quality, so too must our own endeavors be allowed to develop steadily and deliberately. Epictetus's metaphor points to a deep understanding of the human condition. It speaks not just to tangible achievements, but also to the personal growth and transformation required to achieve them. Whether we aim to master a skill, establish a meaningful relationship, or accomplish a lofty goal, there are no shortcuts. The deliberate unfolding of greatness is as much about the journey as the destination. Attempting to hasten the process often leads to incomplete or unsatisfactory outcomes, depriving us of the richness that comes with steady and sustained effort. The importance of embracing the process. In our fast-paced, results-driven world, the allure of immediate success is powerful. People are often tempted by the promise of quick fixes or shortcuts. Whether it's a get-rich-quick scheme, an expedited learning program, or a crash course in personal development. However, such approaches rarely yield meaningful or lasting results. The real substance of success lies in the small, consistent actions we take over time, combined with the resilience to overcome challenges and setbacks. Patience allows us to grow in ways that align with our values and goals. Every moment spent learning, practicing, or refining our craft adds depth and meaning to the final outcome. This gradual process also builds character, teaching us valuable lessons about perseverance, humility, and adaptability. It is this inner growth that often becomes the foundation for external success. A story to illustrate the quote, let us delve deeper into this idea with the story of Sarah, a young artist with the dream of opening her own gallery. Fresh out of art school, Sarah was bursting with ideas and eager to make her mark in the art world. Her first step was organizing an exhibition to showcase her work. She poured her heart into the preparations, inviting friends, family, and local art enthusiasts. But when the big day arrived, only a small group of people attended, and none of her pieces sold. Initially, Sarah was devastated. She questioned her talent and wondered if she was chasing an impossible dream, but instead of giving up, she decided to view this as an opportunity to learn. Sarah realized that greatness wasn't about instant success, but about building something meaningful over time. She spent the next few years refining her craft, experimenting with different techniques, and drawing inspiration from other artists. Sarah also made an effort to connect with her local art community, participating in smaller fairs and exhibitions. Each event taught her something new, whether it was understanding her audience better, improving her presentation, or learning how to market her work effectively. Sarah also learned to embrace the process itself. She found joy in the hours spent painting, in the camaraderie with fellow artists, and in the quiet satisfaction of seeing her work evolve. Though progress felt slow at times, she focused on small, actionable steps. One painting, one exhibition, one connection at a time. 5 years later, Sarah finally opened her own gallery. This time, the opening night was a resounding success. The gallery was packed with people, and several of her pieces sold on the first day. As she stood in the space she had dreamed of for so long, she realized that the journey had been as rewarding as the destination. Every challenge she had faced, every hour of effort she had invested, had contributed to this moment. Lessons from Sarah's journey. Sarah's story is a vivid illustration of Epictetus's wisdom. Greatness, whether in art, business, or personal achievement, is not something that happens suddenly or without effort. It is a culmination of countless small moments of learning, adapting, and persevering. Had Sarah abandoned her dream after her initial failure, she would never have experienced the joy of seeing her gallery come to life. Just as a fig tree requires time to produce its sweet fruit, Sarah's journey required patience and persistence. The challenges she faced were not obstacles, but stepping stones that helped her grow into the person she needed to be to achieve her dream. Her story reminds us that true success is not just about reaching a goal, but about the person we become in the process. The takeaway. Epictetus's quote invites us to shift our mindset. Instead of focusing solely on the outcome, we should learn to value the journey. Greatness is not a sudden leap, but a steady climb, and the process of getting there is as important as the destination. By embracing patience, consistency, and perseverance, we can create something truly extraordinary. Whether it's a career, a relationship, or a personal accomplishment. So the next time you find yourself yearning for immediate results, remember the grapes and the fig. Let their slow, deliberate growth inspire you to trust the process and savor the journey. The difficulties show a person's character. This statement emphasizes the profound role that adversity plays in uncovering an individual's true nature. Challenges act as mirrors, reflecting not only a person's values, beliefs, and resilience, but also their capacity to navigate uncertainty and pressure. It is easy to maintain a facade of composure, confidence, and kindness when life is smooth. However, true character is revealed when circumstances become challenging, uncertain, or downright harsh. Going all in my high pay. How individuals face these moments can define them more than any success or easy achievement. Man. Adversity serves as a unique testing ground, one that exposes the depth of a person's integrity, courage, and emotional intelligence. It is in difficult situations that we see whether someone will take responsibility or shift blame, persevere or give up, face their fears or retreat. Difficulties, in essence, are not merely obstacles, but opportunities for self-discovery and growth. They push us to confront our limitations and encourage us to dig deep into reserves of strength and creativity we might not know we possess. Moreover, the way we respond to challenges doesn't just affect us personally, but also leaves a lasting impression on those around us. People tend to admire and respect individuals who remain calm under pressure, take responsibility for their actions, and work through hardships with perseverance and grace. These qualities often inspire trust and loyalty, enhancing not only personal relationships, but also professional reputations. Consider the story of Sarah, a young and ambitious entrepreneur who founded a promising tech startup. Sarah had invested her life savings, years of effort, and countless hours of dedication into her venture. Things were progressing well until a major setback struck. Her primary investor pulled out unexpectedly due to unforeseen market conditions. This sudden loss of funding left Sarah's company in a precarious position with no clear path forward. In such a situation, many might have succumbed to panic, despair, or even given up entirely. Sarah, however, chose a different path. Instead of dwelling on the setback or looking for someone to blame, she decided to face the challenge head on. She convened her team and spoke candidly about the gravity of the situation, ensuring everyone understood the stakes. Together, they brainstormed solutions, from cost-cutting measures to creative fundraising ideas. Sarah also personally reached out to potential investors, sharing her vision for the company and the resilience of her team. It was an exhausting and uncertain period, but her determination never wavered. Eventually, Sarah's efforts paid off. A new investor was impressed not just by the company's potential, but by Sarah's leadership and resolve during a crisis. This new partnership provided the funding needed to keep the startup alive, but more importantly, it solidified Sarah's reputation as a capable and inspiring leader. Her team, having witnessed her courage and composure under immense pressure, became even more committed to the company's mission. Sarah's story is a testament to how difficulties can reveal and shape character. The setback didn't just test her, it gave her an opportunity to demonstrate her strength, creativity, and determination. It also taught her valuable lessons about resilience, resourcefulness, and the importance of staying focused on long-term goals, even in the face of short-term failures. Difficulties, then, are not to be feared or avoided. They are integral to the process of personal and professional growth. Every challenge, no matter how daunting, offers a chance to refine one's character, build inner strength, and inspire others. It is not the absence of adversity, but the ability to thrive in its presence that truly defines a person. Whether we face setbacks in our careers, personal lives, or relationships, our response to these moments becomes a reflection of who we are and who we aspire to be. In this sense, difficulties are not merely tests of endurance, they are also opportunities for transformation. By approaching challenges with courage, perseverance, and a willingness to learn, we can emerge not only stronger, but also wiser, more compassionate, and better equipped to handle whatever life throws our way. It is through adversity that we discover the depths of our character and the heights of our potential. Nature hath given men one tongue but two ears, that we may hear from others twice as much as we speak. This timeless quote carries profound wisdom about the human capacity for communication and understanding. It serves as a reminder of the importance of listening over speaking, a principle that resonates deeply in both personal and professional interactions. By design, humans have the tools to prioritize listening, two ears to absorb the words, emotions, and intentions of others, and one tongue to express our thoughts sparingly and meaningfully. The implication is clear. We should listen more, speak less, and value the insights we can gain from truly hearing what others have to say. In our fast-pacing modern world, this wisdom is more relevant than ever. Many people are quick to voice their opinions, dominate conversations, and impose their perspectives, often without pausing to consider others' viewpoints. This tendency can lead to misunderstandings, broken relationships, and missed opportunities for collaboration or growth. Conversely, listening actively fosters understanding, builds trust, and lays the foundation for meaningful connections. When we truly listen, we don't just hear words, we empathize with others, gain insight into their thoughts, and open ourselves to new ideas and perspectives. The art and science of listening. Listening is more than the passive act of hearing. It is an active skill that requires focus, patience, and practice. Active listening involves fully concentrating on the speaker, paying attention to verbal and nonverbal cues, and showing genuine interest in what is being said. It requires us to suspend our inner dialogue and resist the urge to interrupt, judge, or formulate responses prematurely. Moreover, active listening extends beyond simply understanding the content of the message. It is about connecting with the speaker on a human level, appreciating their emotions, and acknowledging their perspective, even if it differs from our own. This practice demonstrates respect and empathy, qualities that are essential for building strong relationships, resolving conflicts, and fostering collaboration. Practical applications of listening. Listening is not just a personal virtue. It is a critical skill in professional environments. For instance, in a workplace setting, leaders who listen actively are more likely to understand their team's challenges, foster innovation, and inspire loyalty. Listening creates a culture of inclusion and mutual respect, where individuals feel valued and heard. This dynamic encourages open communication and facilitates more effective problem solving. Similarly, in personal relationships, listening strengthens bonds by allowing partners, friends, and family members to feel understood and supported. It bridges gaps in communication, reduces misunderstandings, and nurtures emotional intimacy. The ability to listen thoughtfully can transform interactions, turning conflicts into opportunities for growth and deeper connection. A story illustrating the wisdom. To illustrate the power of listening, consider the story of Linda, a manager at a mid-sized company who was facing challenges with her team. Linda was known for being highly knowledgeable and decisive. However, despite her clear instructions during meetings, projects often encountered delays, and her team seemed disengaged. Frustrated, she consulted a mentor for advice. The mentor listened carefully as Linda described the situation and then asked her a pivotal question. When you hold meetings, do you focus on listening or on speaking? Linda was taken aback. Of course I listen, she said defensively. I always explain what needs to be done. The mentor gently suggested a different approach. In your next meeting, try starting with a question instead of instructions. Listen to what your team has to say before you speak. Although skeptical, Linda decided to try this. At the next meeting, she asked her team, "What challenges are you facing with the current project?" There was an initial silence, but soon, one team member hesitantly shared a concern about unclear expectations from other departments. Another brought up resource shortages. As the discussion unfolded, Linda realized that these issues had been brewing for weeks but had never surfaced because she had been too focused on giving directives rather than listening. By simply opening the floor and actively listening, Linda gained valuable insights that allowed her to address the root causes of the delays. More importantly, her team felt heard and appreciated, leading to improved morale and stronger collaboration. Over time, her meetings became dynamic discussions where ideas flowed freely, and her team's performance improved significantly. Lessons learned. Linda's experience highlights the transformative power of listening. By embracing the wisdom of the quote, "Nature hath given men one tongue but two ears, that we may hear from others twice as much as we speak," she shifted from a directive leadership style to one based on empathy and collaboration. This not only enhanced her team's productivity, but also strengthened the bonds of trust and respect within the group. In our own lives, we can apply this wisdom in countless ways, whether in personal relationships, professional settings, or casual conversations. The act of listening enriches our interactions and helps us grow as individuals. It reminds us that true communication is a two-way process, where speaking and listening complement each other in harmony. Final reflection. Listening is a skill, an art, and a gift we give to others and ourselves. It allows us to learn, connect, and contribute meaningfully to the world around us. As the quote reminds us, nature equipped us with the tools to listen more than we speak. By cultivating this habit, we honor that design and unlock the potential for deeper understanding, stronger relationships, and a more compassionate society. So the next time you find yourself in a conversation, pause, lean in, and listen. Not just with your ears, but with your heart. You may be surprised by the wisdom and connection you gain. Men are disturbed not by things, but by the views which they take of things. This timeless quote by Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher, encapsulates one of the most profound principles of human experience. The idea that our emotional and mental states are not dictated by external events themselves, but by the interpretations and narratives we construct around those events. It serves as a reminder that while the world may be full of uncertainty, chaos, and challenges, the key to navigating it lies not in controlling every external factor, but in mastering our own perceptions and responses. This concept is central to Stoicism, which teaches that true power and peace come from within. At its core, this quote is a call to take ownership of our reactions and attitudes. It emphasizes that distress, frustration, or sorrow do not inherently arise from circumstances. Rather, they are the product of the judgments we make about those circumstances. For example, two people might face the same setback, say losing a job, but interpret and react to it in vastly different ways. One might spiral into despair, viewing the event as the end of a stable life, while the other sees it as an opportunity for reinvention and growth. The difference lies not in the event itself, but in the perspective each person chooses to adopt. Epictetus's wisdom encourages us to cultivate the habit of reframing. This mental practice involves consciously reshaping the way we perceive situations, particularly those that initially seem negative or overwhelming. By doing so, we can shift from a mindset of helplessness to one of empowerment. Reframing does not mean ignoring difficulties or pretending that challenges do not exist. Rather, it is about choosing to focus on what can be learned, gained, or appreciated within those challenges. The power of perspective, a story of resilience. To illustrate this principle, let's consider the story of a young athlete named Mark. Mark was a rising star in track and field, known for his relentless dedication and outstanding performance. He had dreams of competing in the Olympics, and everything in his life revolved around this singular goal. However, during a routine training session, he suffered a severe injury, a torn Achilles tendon. Doctors informed him that he would be unable to compete for at least a year, possibly longer, and might never return to the same level of competition. At first, Mark was devastated. He felt as though his entire world had crumbled. One day, a mentor visited him and shared Epictetus's quote, "Men are disturbed not by things, but by the views which they take of things." The mentor challenged Mark to rethink his situation. "What if this injury isn't the end?" he asked. "What if it's a chance to grow in ways you've never considered?" At first, Mark resisted the idea, but as the weeks passed, he began to reflect more deeply. Instead of viewing his injury solely as a setback, he started to see it as an opportunity. He used the time to study sports psychology, learning about the mental strategies that separated good athletes from great ones. He also began mentoring younger athletes, sharing his experiences and helping them navigate the pressures of competitive sports. Through these activities, he discovered a new passion for coaching and realized that his identity wasn't limited to being a competitor. It could also include being a teacher and a leader. When Mark eventually returned to the track, he was not only physically stronger, but also mentally sharper and more balanced. He credited his recovery and renewed sense of purpose to the shift in his perspective. The injury was a test, he later reflected, not just of my body, but of my mind. It forced me to see beyond the race and understand who I really am, applying the lesson. This story demonstrates the transformative power of reframing and the truth in Epictetus's words. While we cannot control the events that happen to us, we have full control over the narratives we create about them. This shift in mindset is not easy. It requires self-awareness, patience, and practice. However, it is one of the most empowering tools we have to navigate life's uncertainties. To incorporate this principle into daily life, start by observing your immediate reactions to challenging situations. Are you quick to assign blame, catastrophize, or dwell on the negatives? When you catch yourself doing so, pause and ask, is there another way to view this? What lessons or opportunities might this situation hold? By making this a habit, you can gradually retrain your mind to respond with resilience rather than reactivity. For instance, if a close friend forgets your birthday, your initial reaction might be hurt or anger. But by reframing, you could consider that the oversight doesn't negate the value of your friendship. Perhaps your friend is overwhelmed with personal challenges, or maybe this is a chance to practice compassion and forgiveness. Similarly, if you face a professional setback, instead of seeing it as a failure, you could view it as a redirection, an opportunity to reassess your goals and align with something even more fulfilling. Epictetus's quote offers a profound yet practical philosophy for navigating life. It invites us to look inward, to examine and refine the way we interpret the world around us. While external circumstances will always be unpredictable, our inner world, the realm of our thoughts and perceptions, is entirely within our control. By embracing this truth, we can free ourselves from unnecessary suffering, build emotional resilience, and find meaning even in the face of adversity. Just as Mark turned his injury into a stepping stone for personal growth, we too can transform our challenges into opportunities by choosing to see them differently. In this way, the wisdom of Epictetus becomes not just a philosophical ideal, but a guiding principle for a fulfilling life. When someone is properly grounded in life, they shouldn't have to look outside themselves for approval. This quote captures a profound truth about self-confidence, self-awareness, and the importance of being anchored in one's own sense of identity. To be properly grounded means having a strong foundation built on your personal values, passions, and sense of purpose. It means knowing who you are at your core, and feeling secure in that knowledge, regardless of the opinions, judgments, or expectations of others. This internal strength allows a person to navigate life's challenges and decisions with clarity and resilience. The nature of being grounded. Being grounded starts with self-awareness, the ability to reflect on your strengths, weaknesses, aspirations, and what truly matters to you. It involves developing a deep understanding of your core values and using them as a guide in your decision-making process. A grounded person is not easily swayed by trends, peer pressure, or societal expectations because they have a strong sense of self. They don't need the approval of others to feel validated. Instead, their confidence and fulfillment stem from living authentically. This concept is especially important in a world that often places immense pressure on individuals to conform to certain standards of success, beauty, or behavior. Social media, for instance, constantly bombards people with images of idealized lives, careers, and relationships, creating a culture of comparison and external validation. A grounded individual, however, resists this pull. They understand that external approval is fleeting and often superficial, whereas true fulfillment comes from staying true to oneself. The risks of seeking external validation. Relying on external validation can be a slippery slope. When your sense of self-worth is tied to the opinions of others, you become vulnerable to their criticisms and whims. This can lead to a cycle of constantly trying to please others, even at the expense of your own happiness and well-being. Over time, this dependence on approval can erode your confidence and leave you feeling disconnected from your true self. For example, someone might pursue a prestigious career path not because it aligns with their passions or goals, but because it earns them admiration from their peers or family. While this external validation may provide temporary satisfaction, it often leaves the individual feeling empty or unfulfilled in the long run. In contrast, a grounded person prioritizes authenticity over accolades, choosing paths that resonate with their inner values and bring lasting joy. The power of trusting yourself. Learning to trust yourself is a key aspect of being grounded. This trust is not about ignoring feedback or refusing to grow, but rather about recognizing that your worth does not depend on external opinions. Constructive feedback can be a valuable tool for growth, but it should not dictate your sense of self-worth. When you are grounded, you can accept feedback with an open mind, take what is helpful and discard what is irrelevant or harmful. Trusting yourself also means embracing your unique journey and being willing to take risks that align with your values and goals. It involves understanding that you may face criticism or doubt from others, but choosing to move forward regardless because you are confident in your decisions. A story to illustrate. To illustrate this concept, consider the story of Maya, a young woman with a passion for art. From a young age, Maya had a talent for painting and dreamed of becoming an artist. However, her family and community had different plans for her. They believed that a career in medicine or law was more respectable and financially secure. Maya, eager to earn their approval, reluctantly enrolled in law school, despite feeling a growing sense of unease. As the years went by, Maya excelled academically, but her happiness dwindled. She spent countless hours studying law, yet her heart was never in it. She felt like she was living someone else's life. And no amount of praise or recognition from her professors or family could fill the void she felt inside. Deep down, she knew that painting was her true calling. One day, Maya decided to take a leap of faith. She dropped out of law school and began pursuing art full-time. The decision was not easy. She faced harsh criticism and disappointment from her family, who accused her of being irresponsible and ungrateful. Yet Maya remained steadfast. She had spent months reflecting on her values, passions, and purpose, and she was finally ready to live authentically. Maya's journey was not without challenges. In the early years, she struggled to make a name for herself as an artist and often doubted her decision. However, she never regretted choosing a path that aligned with her true self. Over time, her hard work and dedication paid off, and she became a successful artist, admired not just for her talent, but for her courage and authenticity. Years later, Maya reflected on her journey and said, "The moment I stopped seeking approval from others was the moment I found my freedom." Her story serves as a powerful reminder of the importance of being grounded in life and trusting your own instincts and values, even in the face of external criticism. And lessons to take away. Maya's story underscores the wisdom of the quote, "When you are properly grounded, you do not need others' approval to feel worthy or successful. Instead, you draw strength and confidence from within, guided by your principles and passions." This approach not only fosters independence and resilience, but also allows you to live a life that is truly your own. To build this sense of grounding, focus on the following. 1. 2. Pursue authentic goals. Choose paths that align with your passions and long-term aspirations, rather than seeking external validation. 3. 4. Resist the pull of comparison. Remember that everyone's journey is unique, and what works for others may not work for you. Ultimately, being grounded is about finding strength, confidence, and fulfillment within yourself. When you achieve this state, you no longer feel the need to look outside for approval because you have already found it where it matters most, within. The definition I give in the studies is, these 5 quotes offer profound insights that inspire both personal and professional transformation. They remind us to nurture patience and resilience, to listen with intention, to master our perspectives, and to draw strength from within. By weaving these principles into our daily lives, we can approach challenges with poise, foster meaningful connections, and create a life rich with purpose and fulfillment. Success is not a sprint, but a steady journey that flourishes through patience and perseverance. Every obstacle we face is an opportunity to grow, revealing our character and strengthening our integrity. Listening more than we speak allows us to build bridges of understanding and trust. Shifting our perspectives empowers us to control emotional reactions and see possibilities where others see barriers. And most importantly, true confidence arises from self-awareness and authenticity, anchoring us in a life of genuine fulfillment. When embraced fully, these timeless truths guide us toward a balanced, purposeful, and deeply satisfying existence.